He is State Representative Jim Struzzi joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. And my goodness, you think, the budget is set. The legislature goes home for the summer, and they sit around and they drink iced tea and lemonade, and they do nothing. That's not the case, is it? You're a busy man.
Case, Todd. I have to tell you that as a state representative, I find my schedule is just incredibly busy, and that's the way I like it.
Yeah.
I thought I was busy as a chamber president, but that was nothing compared to what you do as a state representative. So, I'm trying to get out there and meet as many people as I can, make myself available to everyone. So, during the next couple of months before we get back into session, we're gonna be out at a lot of different festivals and fairs. This coming Saturday, we'll have a booth at the Knotweed Festival in Blairsville, and I'll be walking in the parade with my family as we did last year. So I encourage people to come out to the Knotweed Festival. We're going to be there from looks like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So we'll have a booth at the Knotweed. So come out, share your concerns, you have a conversation, get to know me a little bit better. A lot of things to talk about. We'll be at the Indiana County Fair then later this month for the entire week. We'll have a booth there as well. I'm not sure exactly where yet, but we'll be there for the entire week. And then we'll be at the Hoodlebug Festival, and that's on September 8th, so we'll be there all day as well. So a lot of opportunities, at least the festivals and fairs, to interact. And then the entire month of October, we're going to have town hall meetings, which we started in the spring. We'll be continuing those in October, and we'll be at Clymer, Brush Valley, and Creekside. And the dates for those are we'll be in Clymer on October 1st at the Clymer Fire Department, Brush Valley on October 9th, again at the Fire Department, and then in Creekside on October 15th at the Fire Department as well. So those are all town hall meetings. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to get out and interact with me, my staff, and I really want to know what people think. That's part of the my approach to being a state representative is to be transparent. I want people to know what I'm thinking, and I want to know what the people I represent are thinking.
Yeah. Important meetings, aren't they? Because we think of people, okay, you're going to the fair. You're going to go, you're going to have a hot dog, you're going to have some fun. And yes, that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And people are going to go there for that purpose. But really, it's important for you to not only get their pulse, but see what's going on, what their lives, their everyday lives are about, and how you might be able to help them.
You're absolutely right, Todd. If I don't know what people's concerns are, then how can I work to address them? That's part of the reason I know there's a lot of consternation right now with the House Bill 13 that we shared on Facebook, and I talked with Josh last night at the United Way kickoff about it. But that's part of the process of understanding what people think. I saw that bill. That's a property tax elimination bill that's put out there by Representative Frank Ryan, and I was concerned with it, and I tried to share those concerns with Representative Ryan because it includes a retirement income tax increase, and I was concerned with that, and I knew that I expressed that to Representative Ryan, and he didn't seem to have the same concerns I had. So we shared it with the people, and of course, I got a lot of feedback from people here in the district that they didn't want to see that happen. Of course, everybody wants to work towards the elimination of property taxes, but and I agree with them. I don't think it's fair to again shift that burden back onto retirees. Part of the reason we want to get rid of property taxes is to take that burden off of senior citizens who are on a fixed income. So when I shared those concerns with Representative Ryan earlier this week, he's going to consider, possibly not even introducing that bill now, but we're going to talk further about that. He's formed a work group to try and look at different options, and I think that, Senate Bill, House Bill 76 is, from my understanding, going to come back into play. But that's part of the process, I want people to know before it gets on the House floor for a vote, these are the kind of things that people are talking about. So I appreciate everybody who reached out to me, after we put that on Facebook, and hopefully it's making a difference.
Yeah, that's one of the things that people are really concerned about because, we're trying to take the burden off of senior citizens, and just shifting it to a different type of tax isn't going to do it.
No, it isn't. I mean, you have to find a way to fund education, obviously. There has to be some checks put into education spending, and perhaps the overall approach needs to be reconsidered. But, the bottom line is we don't want to shift that burden onto people who are already overburdened. Yeah. We have to find a way to make it more universal, to make sure that, everyone is contributing to education, to make sure that it's fair, though. So that's what we're trying to do. There's a lot of different approaches to it, and we want to make sure that people understand we are working to eliminate property taxes, and we're exploring different ideas.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of things happened yesterday here in Indiana County. One of those at the KCAC, the Workforce Development I know the Chamber of Commerce helped to make that happen. The Chamber of Commerce, of course, very close to your heart as well.
Right.
But here you are. You've got school administrators all meeting together, business concerns as well, working on soft skills, the introduction of Indiana County Ready, which sounds like a great concept. How important is an event such as that, and how quickly can those things be implemented effectively for our students to turn them from students into workers?
Well, first I have to applaud Chamber President Mark Hilliard for his effort to implement the Indiana County Ready program. I think it's great. One of the things that we've heard for years from our employers here in Indiana County and across western Pennsylvania is that they can't find workers with your basic soft skills. You know, the knowledge that you have to show up for work on time, that you have to dress appropriately, that when you shake hands, you look someone in the eye and you have a conversation. Those basic, simple skills are lacking in some of the generations today. So that's what Indiana County Ready is attempting to do, is to instill in these young people those values that a lot of us take for granted, but you can't find in some of the people these days. So I think it's important. I know I've spoken with some of the school administrators, and they like the idea. I think it's a great effort to try and instill those soft skills in our future workforce. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The other event yesterday happened at Blue Spruce Park, and that was the Rural Broadband Senate Committee meeting, hearing. And boy, there were a lot of real principles involved there, people who are movers in that area, and we need the movers to step up and show us what's out there.
Well, certainly, and I have to applaud, again, Senator Joe Pittman for bringing the Senate committee here to Indiana County. We held it out at Blue Spruce for a reason, and that's because there's no service out there. Yeah. You know, I was supposed to be in Blairsville, and I couldn't text my staff to say, hey, I'm running late, but that's part of, you know, why we did it, and I think it's great. I appreciate that Senate committee came here to Indiana County. I also want to thank them for letting me participate on the panel, myself along with Representative Dush from the northern part of Indiana County, so we were able to participate in the conversation. A lot of great ideas shared. I think everybody knows the problem, and you know, my one of the questions I had was, you know, what's the cost to do this, and are there other ways that we can make this happen without having to hardwire every house in Pennsylvania? And there are ways. Some of the final panelists were REA Energy and the director of the Northwest Planning Commission, and they have different ideas. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that every house has to have fiber optic cable connected to it. There are innovative ways to do this, and they're doing it in some rural areas. So I think there were some great ideas shared yesterday. I think there was some great testimony, and I really think we can get this done. We all know the problem. Now let's come up with a plan to make it happen.
I always thought REA and other electric utilities are a real key in that. But
they are.
That's just me. That's what I've been thinking.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. I think it's going to take everybody working together. You know, you need innovation. Obviously, you're going to need some funding, but it's going to take everyone trying to pull the rope in the right direction to make this happen. And it's essential for communities like Indiana County, because, you know, we want to attract young families here. We want to attract businesses, but if they can't access broadband or high-speed internet from their homes, they're not going to come here. That's just part of an expectation. And as I said yesterday, it's basically a necessity for people these days.
I was going to watch it on the live stream.
Good. I encourage you to do that.
I couldn't.
Well, you can watch it. Hopefully, I know they recorded it, Todd. So it'll be out there at some point. But no, you couldn't live stream it because
just making the point, wasn't it?
It's a dark zone out there. Yes,
yeah, absolutely. We'll talk with Senator Pittman. He's going to be here this morning.
Good.
Yeah, find out what he thought of the event yesterday.
Joe's doing a great job, and him and I are working well together. I really foresee good things coming to Indiana County because of our partnership and our positions.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about some other issues around the district and in Harrisburg, and what your expectations are for the coming months. What are some of the things that are real priorities for you?
Something that's really I have a number of bills that are out there right now, but one that I'm really excited about, and it hasn't been introduced yet. It's still out there for co-sponsorship, but it's a firefighter tuition credit program. For volunteers, not just firefighters, EMS workers, anyone who is in emergency services as a volunteer. And we're actually going to have a hearing, much like we had for broadband yesterday, Todd. We're going to have a hearing on that bill, plus another bill that another representative has related to volunteer EMS workers as far as tuition reimbursements and things like that. But that's going to occur here in Indiana County It's going to be at the White Township Fire Station on September 5th. So we're going to be bringing in the emergency services, the House Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness Committee to Indiana County to hear testimony on issues facing volunteer firefighters. So that's exciting. We're going to have a number of different fire chiefs from the different areas around the county giving testimony. But my bill would essentially allow firefighters, if they continue to serve after they graduate from college, to have some of their tuition forgiven.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for hopefully to encourage more people to volunteer, but also to get more people to attend schools like IUP. And we're hoping that we can all work together to make this happen. Now the bill is still in the co-sponsorship stage, so it hasn't been formally introduced. But that's exciting to me, and I'm really thrilled that we're going to bring that committee here to Indiana County to hear from our local firefighters.
Geared toward one specific educational track, or just whatever they are studying?
Anything in general. Yeah,
that's a good approach.
Yeah, the only thing is they have to remain as a volunteer after they graduate, a volunteer here in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Sounds like a great concept. I'd like to see something like that.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Of course, every time you say something like that, you say, okay, where's the money come from? I think there are a lot of people down through the years who haven't asked that question.
Right,
They've just gone ahead with things, and that's why we have so many deficit problems, is people not asking the question, where are we getting the money?
Well, true, and it'll come from the general fund.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to help keep volunteers and hopefully young people here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So we still have to sort through a lot of the different issues with that. That's why we're having this public hearing. Again, that's going to be on September 5th at the Indiana Area Fire Association, the White Township Station. So that's exciting as well.
People have to register for that? They can just show up?
We haven't put all the details together yet. I know there will be a panel of discussion, but I think it'll be open to the general public for people who want to come and listen as well.
Yeah, there's time for that. We
Yes.
can get all those details
Yes.
and get the information out to people. Anything else people?
Yeah,
want to know
absolutely.
about?
There's a whole lot. We're pushing it hard, Todd. My reputation is I don't sit back and wait. So we're bringing it to Indiana County. So on October 24th, we are going to have the Senior Expo. That's something that Majority Leader Reed and Senator White had started many years ago, along with Representative Dush and Representative Pyle. We're going to bring that to Indiana County on October 24th, so the annual Senior Expo. We are also going to be hosting a House Policy Committee hearing here in Indiana County. We had the date set for September. We're going to move it back to a little bit later in the fall because we do want to include a tour of the urban facility once it opens. But that's going to bring the House Policy Committee to Indiana County for a business issue roundtable discussion. So we'll have business leaders, business owners, both small businesses and mid-sized businesses, to talk about business issues from a policy standpoint that affect the business community. So we're going to be doing that also this fall. So a lot of cool things happening. I'm really excited to serve the people of the 62nd District. I'm continuing to work hard. There's a number of bills. I'm going to have my newsletter coming out here probably within the next month, kind of summarizing what we did the first 6 months, and then some of the bills that we're working on going back into the fall session. But a lot of good things happening. And again, I encourage people to come out and see me at all the different events we're going to be at. Visit repstruzzi.com to see the full calendar of events. Sign up for our weekly emails. We just this week had a Real ID event the same night as National Night Out, which was a great event to attend as well. We had about 35 people come out for that. So we're bringing a lot of different things. We're going to consider having a concealed carry event here. The list goes on, Todd. There's a lot happening.
Man.
And of course, I remind everyone I am in the running for the Kiss a Pig event, to benefit the Evergreen Boys and Girls Club. So stop by the office and make a donation if you want to see me kiss that pig at the fair.
He's not the pig. He's going to kiss a pig.
Going to kiss a pig. Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Todd. Thanks.
Representative Jim Struzzi with us here on Indiana in the Morning.